Welcome to our special program that is shedding light on the spectacular inauguration of Al Zour refinery project under the patronage and attendance of His Highness the Emir, Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. May Allah bless and protect him. From the studios of the Sector of English News and Political Programs, we would like to welcome our dear guests, Mr. Nasser Al Attar, the Manager of Maintenance Group at Al Zour Refinery, and Mr. Dhari Al Gharabelli, the Manager of Training and Career Development Group at the Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company, also known as KIPIC. Our guests will join us for more talks on this key event. Al Zour Refinery project is considered a huge achievement in the history of Kuwait's petroleum industry, while it marks the biggest of several oil processing facilities being added across the Middle East. Earlier in the day, the state of Kuwait witnessed another local accomplishment, marking the full inauguration of Al Zour Refinery with the attendance of His Highness the Emir, accompanied by a host of senior state officials. Stay tuned.
Under the patronage and attendance of His Highness the Emir, Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, may Allah bless and protect him, an official ceremony was held to celebrate the inauguration of the full operation of Al Zour Refinery that was held this morning at the Al Zour Oil Complex. The convoy of His Highness the Emir arrived at the ceremony venue, where he was warmly welcomed by His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Oil, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Ahmad Mohammed Al Atiqi, the CEO of the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, Sheikh Nawaf Saud Al Nasser Al Sabah, and the acting CEO of the Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company, Engineer Wath Al Khatib. The ceremony was also attended by His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Abdullah Al Ahmed Al Sabah, the Prime Minister, as well as a host of senior state officials. Upon his arrival, His Highness the Emir unveiled the memorial plaque for the project, while the ceremony began with the national anthem, followed by the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran. His Excellency the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Oil delivered a speech on this occasion, affirming that the Kuwaiti oil sector is honored by the presence of the leader of its journey, His Highness the Emir, Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. May Allah bless and protect him. Following a documentary film about the journey of Al Zour Refinery, the acting CEO of the Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company, Wath Al Khatib, gave a speech noting that Kuwait is celebrating the operation of the environmental fuel project in the Mina Al Ahmadi and Mina Al Abdallah refineries, which inaugurated a new phase and constituted a milestone in the history of the oil and gas industry in our beloved country, and in particular, the refining industry. During the ceremony, His Highness the Emir turned the KIPIC project's wheel, marking the official operation of Al Zour Refinery, and he was presented with a commemorative gift before starting a tour around the KIPIC oil complex, during which His Highness was briefed about the mechanism of the work in the project. Concluding the tour, His Highness the Emir left the ceremony with the same warm hospitality and appreciation.
Welcome back, dear viewers. On this joyous occasion, we would like to welcome our distinguished guests again. It is a pleasure having you both. We are delighted to have you amidst more milestones that Kuwait is experiencing. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So as part of the new Kuwait development plan, Al Zour Refinery project is the vision that was born into reality with the aim of transforming it into a financial hub. How did this dream come into reality?
First of all, we would like to thank you for hosting us to shed light on this spectacular event that took place this morning under the patronage of His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, and senior state official. This event was very important for us, for the oil sector in the state of Kuwait. Because it marks the inauguration ceremony for one of the biggest projects in the state of Kuwait, and one of the main projects for the vision of the state of Kuwait 2035. KPC, Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, and its subsidiaries were entrusted to manage Kuwait's hydrocarbons. And therefore, all the projects that are made within KPC and its subsidiaries must be directed towards achieving this goal to manage the hydrocarbons of the state of Kuwait. Now, when it comes to Al Zour Refinery, the Al Zour Refinery is considered one of the top 10 biggest refineries in the entire world. It has a very large capacity of processing 615,000 barrels of oil a day, which makes it a huge refinery. In addition to this, it is the biggest grassroots refinery in the entire world, built in one step.
Yes.
The project, again, it's part of the vision of KPC, and it will achieve very good strategic financial results for the state of Kuwait. Back to your question, the financial part of any project in the state of Kuwait, and in particular in the oil sector, is one of the most important factors that are usually taken into consideration when deciding to go ahead with the project or not. Having said this, this project was carefully studied back during the project initiation step, our project initiation stage, to ensure that the economics of this project is also feasible to go ahead with the project. As you know, this is a big project, required large investment, and therefore this investment must be fully justified with financial information and financial data. Therefore, this project no doubt will add very strategic financial value to the state of Kuwait, and we're proud to be part of this project, and we're proud to have this inauguration ceremony this morning.
Yes, and as part of this inauguration that you mentioned, amidst, of course, what you mentioned also, the patronage of His Highness the Emir, may Allah bless and protect him. Can you tell us what, we touched on this before air, can you tell us what were some of the preparations that you had to do for this inauguration?
Yes. As you know, this is a very special event. The head of the state, His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, is attending this. We wanted to make this day a very special day. We didn't want this day to be a normal day. We don't want this celebration to be a normal celebration. We wanted to have this celebration memorable one.
Yes.
We have also invited guests from all around the world, ambassadors as well. So in order to do this, and in order to ensure that this event is properly and carefully designed and executed, we had to set up a task force team, a committee. This committee was also interested to prepare for this event. Preparation of this event was divided into various tasks. One task is the logistics,
Yes.
where we had to set up this huge dome or the tent. This dome was very large, and we had to also ensure setting up the screens and the logistics inside, the audio, the visuals, all those things. In addition to this, we had to do preparation outside the tent. We had to prepare the media that will be displayed during the ceremony.
Yes.
And also, one of the very important factor is we have our youth, young engineers, young employees. They played major role in the preparation and in participating in this event. This makes it also very special because we are also having very smart, very intelligent young employees, and they displayed excellent attitude and excellent potential, and they played major role during the ceremony today. So for the past 2 months or so, We were working almost 24 hours a day.
Yes.
Different people, different task force teams working in shifts to ensure everything is aligned, all the blocks are in place on time, so the entire event can come up with the desired result.
Yes.
And thanks God, the event today went very smoothly. It was seen as a very successful event by our guests. And we thank all people who prepared this
Participated in
and they
it.
participated, as well as our guests
Yes.
for attending this event.
If
Yes.
I
What
may
about you, Mr. Hadar? Yes,
Sure.
please go ahead.
Another very important aspect for us in preparation is the event itself.
Yes.
We wanted this to be not just any other event that happens. We want it to be a memorable and something for history. So there was a story told within the event. So you've got presentations by His Highness the Minister of Oil, and then the acting CEO. But then the youth themselves gave a presentation about how they contributed to the refinery itself. And lastly, there was a child who was telling the story, and finally he gave a speech to the audience saying that I am the future that will come and continue and benefit from whatever is happening here. So that story sort of brought everything back into perspective. And what was also nice is that the company invited not only the current employees of the company,
Yes.
all the previous management that we had for KPC and the company itself. So that brought sort of the start of the project years ago, and for them to see all of this happen and to conclude in this event was something very nice, and I think that's part of, let's say, making it a memorable event.
Experience as well, yes.
Yes.
So as we know, Zohr Refinery is being led by a promising and competent and trained Kuwaiti generation. How would that help flourish the local market and fulfill the needs for the solid Kuwaiti workforce?
When you consider a refinery of this size, you're talking refining 615,000 barrels a day. That's huge. We not only need employees, we need employees that will help us start this refinery and continue to the future. And then these talented employees that we employ through rigorous, let's say, testing and processes are taken into another training training sessions in order to make sure that they are able to, let's say, fulfill the need of the job that they need to perform, especially with a refinery of this size. So that's why we think that the oil sector is acting as a major point where employment is done, and
Yes.
being the type of work that they do, we are also developing their skills for that purpose.
Well, Mr. Nasser and Mr. Dari, we'll continue this discussion after this, of course. Please stay with us. Dear viewers, we will discuss more aspects regarding the Zohr Refinery project and KIPEC efforts after this short break. The KIPEC Training Academy is considered the first of its kind in the oil industry in terms of scale and quality of smart technologies. The academy was established to provide diverse training programs for the company employees and university students, as well as hosting a variety of experts to offer training and advisory services. The details follow in this report.
Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company, or the KIPIC, established the KIPIC Training Academy, an unparalleled endeavor that demonstrates the KIPIC's dedication to enhancing the skills and competencies of its national cadres within the El Zohr oil complex in the southern part of Kuwait. Establishment of this training facility comes in accordance with the KIPIC's Human Resources 2040 objectives and strategies for enhancing the knowledge and abilities of the company's national cadres, as the KIPIC believes in its workforce as the key to accomplishing its mission of making more possible, not only for the company, but also for the oil sector as a whole. The opening ceremony took place in October of 2022 with the acting CEO of the KIPIC, Badr Al-Walid, executive vice presidents and representatives from several affiliated oil firms attending the key event. The Academy initial operation started when the new field operators were given training sessions to prepare them for the Al Zour's refinery's commissioning. To guarantee the attainment of the highest standards of quality, the finest worldwide practices were considered when establishing the Academy, with the most advanced tools, materials, educational aids and training facilities available. Hundreds of learners could be accommodated in the training rooms and halls, supervised by a team of skilled and knowledgeable administrators and technical trainers. The Academy was able to accomplish its intended goal within a year by providing diverse training programs for the company employees and university students, as well as hosting a variety of experts to offer training and advisory services. The KIPIC Training Academy is the first of its kind in the oil industry in terms of scale and quality of smart technologies used in training, and it is distinguished by its modern and brilliant architectural design that would help the Kuwaiti youth who are looking for a unique training opportunities to develop their skills. The KIPIC always seeks to create an exceptional work environment that enhances the professional performance and provides a high degree of job satisfaction to achieve belonging and loyalty by ensuring justice, equality and equal opportunities while empowering employees and giving them the best chances to perform better in their jobs. The Academy was established to meet the needs of staff training and development by providing effective solutions that ensure the advancement of the highly specialized technical competencies in order to operate the company's facilities and to achieve operational excellence.
Welcome back, dear viewers. That was a report about the KIPIC Training Academy, which is considered the first of its kind in the oil industry. And back with our distinguished guest in the studio, Mr. Lari. Would you elaborate about the KIPIC Academy and how is it different than other academies?
Sure. Let me start by saying it was very nice to see this report because this is home. We call it home.
Yes.
And this training academy is led by a professional group of employees that I really commend and say congratulations of having this facility. By the name Training Academy, it implies that we provide more than just training courses. What makes this academy different is that we are specialized in the particular job being done by the employee at their work site. As you know, in each facility you have specific requirements to do your job.
Of course.
Therefore, our job in the academy is to generate the required material for the employees to be trained in their job. That's why it's an academy. It's not just a training facility.
Yes.
We have state-of-the-art facilities to help them be at site without being at site. So we have like a simulator of the actual units that they are trained and they will be working on in a classroom, and we simulate some cases for them. For example, we simulate an error that happened and we see how do they react to this error,
yes,
and how do they fix it. Through their performance, we produce the specific training required for them to do their job better. In addition to that, we cater for other university students as well. So we have special courses for university students who have particular need in the type of work that we do in the refinery. The academy has the ability to train 300 employees at the same time. We have 400 classrooms, and we have some specific classes, as I said, for the training on the units specified. In the expansion that we are thinking of doing, we are conducting a sort of augmented reality, like a class, where they can see the units and they can really be there and get to know their job in a better way.
This is like the virtual glasses?
Virtual reality,
yes, see,
virtual reality, to be, let's say, at site, working at height, and we use that also to train them on some safety aspects as well.
Contingency plans?
Yes, exactly. So you are as if you are working within the unit and then a fire happens next to you. What do you do?
Amazing.
Yes. And then the system automatically, let's say, sees your eyes. Where are your eyes located? What are you looking at?
It tracks your eyes.
Attracts your eyes. And if you stand still, it gives you hints, like you should be going to the phone booth to make an emergency call, or you should be doing that. So that is very useful. Another useful thing by augmented reality is that you can dissect the unit itself.
Yes.
So if you're going to a unit which you'll be working on, you can look at it from different aspects, from like a bird's eye view or from the sides, and then you can take it apart. You can take it apart, study the various units inside. I'll give an example.
Yes.
We had some cases where a certain unit had reoccurring problems in it. Yes. And we did not really know where was the issue. So we took this augmented reality and we took it apart virtually and tested it on various scenarios. And by doing that, we found the missing part, and we were able to fix it.
Outstanding.
Yes.
And so I'm sure there's capabilities and skills of employees. The goal is to reach performance excellence, of course.
Yes.
So how does this reflect on training and career development in KPIC?
Sure. One of the main values of KPC is caring for people. When you say caring for people, you look at the employee as a human being coming to work for you.
Yes.
So we cater their needs, not just the technical needs specifically to do the job. We cater for them, for their well-being as well. So we have, for example, coaching culture in our company.
Yes.
Where we match certified coaches with coachees, and we monitor those, let's say, sessions in order to make sure that people are well while they do their job. So therefore we have specific training, not just technical, but we do other training as well to make sure that the employees are happy and they're good during their job.
And satisfied,
yes,
of course.
Satisfaction is very important for us. Yes.
Well, gentlemen, please stay with us. We have a short report, and then we'll get back into this conversation. Dear viewers, Al Zour Refinery marks a huge achievement in the history of Kuwait's petroleum industry, and it comes to further raise the status of Kuwait high in the regional and international arenas, meeting the international environmental specifications and standards. Al Zour Refinery comes to translate Kuwait's 2035 vision. Stay tuned for more information in this report.
Al Zour Refinery is the world's largest grassroots refinery with 615,000 barrels per day capacity. The refinery has high flexibility as it is designed to process various types of Kuwait crude, including the Kuwait heavy crude oil, which will be produced according to Kuwait Petroleum Company's upstream strategy. This gigantic project will provide mainly clean fuel oil to power plants, and an expansion plan to full conversion is considered as a suitable option. Al Zour Refinery will utilize Kuwait heavy crude and other types of crude oil to supply the power stations with clean fuels with less than 1% of sulfur content. Located at Al Zour area, south of Kuwait, Al Zour Refinery project occupies 16 square kilometers of land that was reformed by transferring sand from the sea bottom and compacted. The refinery has fully commissioned at the end of the year 2023 to ensure a secure and stable supply of clean fuel to the power stations. In this project, the state-of-the-art technologies are utilized with an electric network for monitoring and control, or ENMC, in order to achieve better management. The project, that is divided into 5 packages awarded to 4 alliances, consists of facilities for exporting these solid materials and an artificial island for liquid products. Al Zour Refinery project will create some 1,000 job opportunities for Kuwaiti nationals, while the private sector will have the chance to share in this national effort and gain rare technical experience. Meanwhile, the KIPIC has invested great resources to ensure the creation of a workplace that is safe for both the employees and the environment, with strict safety measurements being followed to create a level of awareness, thus minimizing risks.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We are still here with our special guest, Mr. Nasser Al-Attar and Mr. Dari Al-Gharbali, to further discuss a variety of aspects about this national gigantic project, Al Zour Refinery. Now, to regards to Al Zour Refinery, and it is one of the biggest projects by Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Company, also known as KIPIC. How would this project contribute to the growth of the national oil industry?
Yes, of course, one of the strategic objectives of KPC and its subsidiaries is to increase the refining capacity of Kuwait to 1.4 million barrels a day. Before KIPIC, or before Al Zour Refinery, the refining capacity of the state of Kuwait was 800,000 barrels of oil a day. Now, with the addition of the refining capacity of Al Zour Refinery, it has increased to 1.4 million barrels of oil a day. This indeed adds value to the oil industry in the state of Kuwait, and also gives the flexibility for the state of Kuwait and KPC to operate. We can operate and produce the petroleum products. We can export them. We can use them locally based on the demand and market demand as well. So this refinery, Al Zour Refinery, is very strategically important for the state of Kuwait, as it gives flexibility for KPC to handle its operation. Very important thing that we should state here, that Al Zour Refinery is capable of processing the 3 types of crude oils produced in the state of Kuwait. It is the only one in the state of Kuwait that can process heavy oil, heavy crude, as well as the Eocene, in addition to the normal Kuwait export crude, or what we call it KEC.
Yes.
So this flexibility makes Al Zour Refinery so special, because it is able to process all the 3 types of crude produced in the state of Kuwait. In addition to this, the Al Zour Refinery produces low sulfur fuel oil. This low sulfur fuel oil is strategically again important in terms of economics to the state of Kuwait, because we started energizing the state of Kuwait. All our low sulfur fuel oil, or not all of it, but a large portion of our low sulfur fuel oil is being sent to power stations inside the state of Kuwait. So this makes a very important economics for the state of Kuwait, because we are utilizing now lower value of oil product for the production of or power generation. At the same time, this low sulfur fuel oil that we send to the power stations is helping to reduce the pollution in the state of Kuwait.
Environmentally
friendly, and there were some pictures circulated across the media that show the situation before and after. And from these pictures, everybody can tell the difference between the low sulfur fuel oil operations and the post low sulfur fuel oil operation. You can clearly see that the environment has improved greatly across the power stations here in the state of Kuwait because of the good quality of the low sulfur fuel oil that we produce and we feed the power stations. So having this Al Zour refinery with all the flexibilities available to it and the quality of products that we produce has placed KPC into a better position to compete in today's world across the region and the world itself as a whole. So it is a very strategic project.
Yes.
And it adds a great importance to the economy of the state.
Outstanding, mitigating the costs and environmentally friendly. Exactly. Of course, these are all amazing points. Now, gentlemen, please, I ask you to stay with us. We need to take this short break, and we'll be right back. Distinguished guest in the studio, of course. Now, Mr. Nasser, I direct this question to you. A few months ago, the state-owned Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company, or KIPIC, said the third and final unit at the Zohr refinery was operational. What is the importance of today's inauguration, and what makes it so special? Please.
Okay, as you know, the project consists of many units. These units must be operated, especially during the commissioning phase and also during the normal operation, in a specific sequence, as well as a very carefully designed commissioning phase. When we commission or start up the refinery for the first time, and even normal startup of any unit, we have to study the interdependencies of the units so that the entire commissioning is carried out smoothly. And we have also to ensure that all the units that we receive them from the project, from the EPC contractors, are fully tested to their design capacity to ensure that these units are fully functional and operational. Therefore, as you've mentioned in your question, that recently, a few months back, the last unit was successfully commissioned. The commissioning phase took about a year and a half, probably a little more, so that the entire units are carefully tested before we take over from the contractors. Alhamdulillah, we were able to commission the last unit just recently. Now the inauguration ceremony that took place today is to commemorate this official commissioning and official inauguration of the Al Zour refinery. And we were very happy to have accomplished this in line with the strategic objectives of the company and the strategic objectives of the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation.
Yes. Now, according to reports, the project is operating with a daily production capacity of 615,000 barrels or more. What are the mechanisms and the operational plans of this major project?
Okay. As I said, it is the largest grassroots refinery built in the entire world. It is one of the top 10 refineries in the entire world. Operating this refinery with this size, with this complexity, is very critical and requires special skills. This comes at a time where our training academy was established to also support training our staff,
yes,
to ensure that their competency level is very high in order to achieve operational excellence.
Yes.
And as you know, operational excellence is a very broad subject. However, the workforce, the employees themselves, is one of the major pillars of achieving operational excellence.
Of course.
So all in all, this refinery, it is a very complex refinery, but built with the state-of-art technologies, with very stringent environmental restrictions, so that we want to be caring for the environment. We want to be a leader in caring for the environment. We want to be leaders in developing, training our workforce, especially the local workforce, especially the young generation.
Yes. Mr. Ghadari, if you can chime in also about the training programs that you mentioned, like what kind of facilities have you attached to it? What kind of development programs have you engaged in?
Sure. When you talk about training to the employees, you have to look into all type of jobs that are done in the organization. For example, we have a fire station in the refinery.
Yes.
And that fire station requires, the firemen require certain training that is done sometimes locally and sometimes external, because you need some special custom-made courses to accommodate for their needs. Because refinery fires are different from any other fire. You're dealing with chemicals, you're dealing with heights. Therefore, we have some special equipment that has to be important for them to be dealing with such incidents, God forbid. So we do customized training sometimes for special cases. I'll give you another example. We have a huge clinic in the refinery.
Yes.
And those doctors that come to us need to be trained in emergency cases that might occur during our operations. Again, specialized training done to them. So we have to look into all aspects. So the refinery is not just operating the refinery.
Of course.
Maintaining the refinery has more people around the refinery to make sure that it is being operated the right way. Mm-hmm. When my colleague Nasser talked about the youth, I think our focus in the company is the youth always, because they are the employees are the most important asset for the organization, and for us to equip them with the necessary tools that they have to move forward with their life, I think is very important. We have, for example, a Toastmaster club in the organization, and as you are aware, the Toastmaster, you care about the presentation skills for the employees. So it's not just about having the idea, it's about how do you transfer that idea into reality and having the benefit for it across the organization. So indeed, we do have some generic courses, but mostly it is customized to suit the certain job that needs to be done.
And that's so specific that Toastmasters is known for like public speaking.
Yes.
Yes, so they're dealing with an audience while they're saying their ideas to the public and their audience, even their bosses, I'm sure. Yes,
sure.
Yes,
and,
yes.
and I'm a proud member of Quebec Toastmasters.
Amazing, outstanding. This is great.
Yes.
Okay, so dear viewers, stay tuned for more. But now let us take this short break. Welcome back, dear viewers, with our distinguished guest. Now, Mr. Nasser, as Zohr Refinery project is established in accordance with international environmental specifications and standards. You've touched upon this, of course. Can you elaborate more in line with Kuwait's Vision 2035? Would you elaborate on this more, please?
Yeah, sure. The Al Zohr Refinery was designed and built in accordance with the very strict environmental standard. We want to be leader in compliance with the environmental laws and policies, not only in the state of Kuwait, but as well internationally as well. Therefore, we built this refinery to take care of the environmental aspect. For example, our wastewater treatment plant is called zero liquid discharge. We do not discharge any water coming out of our operation or processes into the Gulf region. We reuse the water internally. And this is a major improvement in the refining business. We do not pollute the Gulf. We do not send anything to the Gulf. This is one. In addition to this, we would like to, or we designed our refinery to capture the flare gas. Normally, there are gases that are flared out in the environment, and this creates environmental hazards or concerns or pollution. However, our Al Zohr refinery, we have a unit called flare gas recovery unit. That means all the gases that were supposed to go into the flare, we capture them and we reuse them again. And this not only achieves environmental goal and reducing the pollution, but it will also add to the economics. That we're capturing the gases instead of burning them,
yes,
and we are utilizing them in our processes again. So it is improving the environment and adding to our profit margin and to our processes. So these are two of the major ones, in addition to other, of course, environmental aspects that we took care of during the design in order to comply with these international and local environmental regulations.
Yes, now, speaking on that, we talk about air pollution and gases emitted from these power plants. If you have also an opinion on this, please, you can tell us.
Sure. As you know, Kuwait, as the state of Kuwait, is a major player in the international arena.
Yes.
And Kuwait is a signatory of the COP, the Climate Change Conference, and the Paris Agreement. And therefore, we as a company, we have members in that committees, and we are working towards achieving those targets agreed by Kuwait. So when you say that we have constructed this refinery in an environmentally sound manner, we are also obliging to the international, let's say, laws and regulations. And also what you said about being environmental is good business. As the refinery exports low sulfur fuel oil and other products, it's called, for example, high quality products. We are able to sell our products in markets new to Kuwait, such as the European market and the American market, because those markets require certain specifications of products to allow them into their countries. And by having our refinery produce such products, we are able to expand our market share in the world.
And what are some of these, is it like a checklist, qualifications, quota we need to reach to reach that?
Sure, specifically the sulfur.
Yes.
So the sulfur content in any product determines its quality. When you have a low sulfur content, that's high quality. When you have high sulfur content, therefore it is polluting. And it causes harm to the environment.
And
also.
That's where the refinery comes in. It
Absolutely.
refines it, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
A case in point, my colleague Nasser mentioned about the power stations. When you drive south of Kuwait, the power station in Kuwait used to emit smoke, and that used to be one of the landmarks of south of Kuwait. Up until mid last year, we provided the low sulfur fuel oil to that power plant, and within a few weeks, the smoke just disappeared.
Disappeared, amazing, okay.
And we thought that day, when I saw the smoke gone, I thought the power station was on shutdown.
Oh.
I contacted them and said, no, we are fully operational. It is just because of the quality of fuel that's been provided by KEPIC.
I see.
So we're very proud of our contribution.
So correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but I understand that there are different types of oils. It can be as light as olive oil, let's say, in layman's terms, and it can be as heavy as honey. The heavy oil is usually sent outside of Kuwait, but now we have this Al Zour refinery. We can utilize it, and can we use it for these types of situations to make the different types of oil?
Yeah. Kuwait and any other country in the world, they produce different type of crude oil. The crude oil is classified based on what is known as API standard, American Petroleum Institute standard. They put some kind of numbers based on the heaviness, if I may say, or lightness of the crude. The light crude being more profitable. You can sell it for a higher price than the heavy crude. Now, Kuwait, before Al Zour refinery, was not having the refining capacity to process the heavy crude. Therefore, it was selling it to the international market at a very low rate. Having the flexibility in the Al Zour refinery to process this heavy crude makes an additional economic value for the state of Kuwait and for the oil industry in Kuwait. So you're right, Kuwait produces heavy crude and little bit of light crude and what is known as Kuwait export crude, which they mix, our colleagues in KOC, in order to produce this type of crude.
Yes. So since the project has been first announced, it has been tendered many times, what are the main obstacles that faced this project?
I will allow my colleague to talk about the technical issues. I will talk about one aspect, which is by the magnitude of this refinery, we reached our peak construction stage at the peak of the coronavirus pandemic.
I see.
So